what's sort of come out here in the last day or so, which is the updated White House budget outlook. And what's interesting is, it's sort of making news is, Janet Yellen sort of saying that the numbers that they had been previously assuming, obviously not going to cut it anymore. They're going to instead need to be using numbers that are much higher in terms of interest rates. So to give an idea, a year ago, they were projecting that the 3-month rate would be 3.8% this year. Now their projection is 5.1. For reference, the 3-month rate is currently sitting at 5.4, 5.39 to be exact. So 5.1 expectation is assuming 2 cuts this year. And so obviously even well below in terms of cut expectations where the market is. And also just talked about the idea that the long-term rate, 10-year yield is going to remain higher for longer, which anybody who's listening to us for a while has said the same or heard the same. So, the number there, their projection there, they took up from 3.6% to 4.4%. If we sort of look at that right now, it's sitting at 4.2. And so, if we think about sort of pre-pandemic levels, we were basically in the high ones. So just Yellen talking about not getting back there anytime soon. And interestingly, a little bit of behind the scenes, I guess, the numbers that were originally going to be included in these projections were actually higher still. But the numbers that in fact came out, which I just cited, were tamped down by Lael Brainerd so that they could manage down the expectations around deficits and interest expense. So another key focus topic that we've been hammering on is sort of an acknowledgement that the reality is higher for longer, but B, an awareness that, putting out deficit and budget and deficit projections that reflect the more probabilistic rate backdrop are becoming a political liability, of course, in an election year. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's Lael Brainerd is a political animal. That would be an understatement. I mean, she so desperately wanted to be named the head of the Federal Reserve, and Janet Yellen did everything she could behind the scenes. Here's somebody who is supposed to be, apolitical head of the Federal Reserve. Janet Yellen was, but her and Lael Brainerd, like this is like the MMT duo, right? These two together have always wanted to have what they've actually done behind the scenes, which you and I get asked a lot of questions about MMT. Like, isn't this MMT? Because they want they want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want to say, they're sitting there saying there's no recession, there's no government spending problem, there's no need to talk about these things, and now they do.
Hey there, Hedgeye Nation, or if you're not part of Hedgeye Nation, thanks for watching Hedgeye on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the button below there. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow the link in the description to our website to get even more great investing content.